so many people right now that are relying on you to make it happen. Some of them are actually cheering you on silently because it hasn't been made cool yet to cheer for you out loud. So they are silently cheering for you by viewing your page daily, hourly, minutely. I don't know if that's a word, but you get the point. And understand you're a role model by default. Don't let these people down. Don't let these kids down. Don't let these teenagers down. But most importantly, don't let yourself down. Yo, YouTube, welcome back. What we on, day 8? We still here rocking and rolling. And y'all are here supporting. I appreciate that. Y'all keep showing up. So I'm going to keep showing up for y'all. Let's get right into it. Welcome to the family. So today, let's talk about it. Why you need to continue doing what you're doing. Don't give up. Whether you're consistently posting online, motivational things, whether you're aspiring to be somebody, you're setting goals and you're reaching them, and it's made public to the world. It's made for people to see. You're an athlete. You're aspiring to be a pro athlete, whether you're just working hard, whether you're just working out daily, showing your consistency. You're trying to be a bodybuilder. You're constantly working out. You're showing your routine. Whatever it is, keep going. Whatever you're doing, you're inspiring people to keep going, to, keep working hard. You're showing them that things can happen through hard work. You're showing them what happens when you stay consistent. You're showing them that it's possible to make things happen. But if you give up and you stop doing what you're doing, not only are you stopping your dreams, but you're preventing other people as well. There are so many people right now that are relying on you to make it happen. For some clarification to know that, all right, if he did it or if she did it, I can do it. If they're making it happen, I can make it happen. If they're working hard through all the adversity and nothing's stopping them, I can keep pushing through the same exact way. And we don't even realize, how much inspiration we put on people to the world on a day-to-day basis. Especially if you're posting, showing, what you're doing within these time frames daily to show, your day-to-day work, you're inspiring people. Someone's watching you. Someone's looking up to you, and you may not even know it. They may not even speak on it, but they're watching your uploads daily. They're watching your every move daily. And this don't even have to be online. This could be a family member. This can be a friend. This could be a relative. You just never know. You never know. Y'all ever find it funny how, when you look on your analytics, some people can look at it, some can't. But if you ever looked at your analytics, isn't it funny how there's always more viewers than likes? Mainly on Instagram, for example. It's always way more viewers or insights than likes on everybody's page. You ever wonder why? I mean, I'm not going to sit up here and say, everybody's inspired, but they're entertained and they're watching. They're waiting to see whether or not you're going to continue to do what you're doing. They're waiting to see whether or not you're going to fail. And about 90% of them are waiting for you to fail. They know that what you're doing may seem too good to be true, but it's your choice. It's your job to keep proving them wrong. A lot of people keep up with you just to see whether or not you're going to keep pushing. But some people there are actually there to watch. Some of them are actually cheering you on silently because it hasn't been made cool yet to cheer for you out loud. So they are silently cheering for you by viewing your page daily, hourly, minutely. I don't know if that's a word, but you get the point. And you would just never know. By default, anytime you're posting consistently and showing people what you're doing, especially, when you have a hobby or you're good at something and you're constantly showing it online, by default, you are a role model. By default, you are someone that people look up to. By default, you're an example of what someone wants to be like. Someone else is sharing your page and sharing your information and saying, I want to do what this person's doing. Look at what this person's doing. I want to be like them. They can do it. I can do it. They came from the same neighborhood as me. Why can't I do it? They had the same struggles as me. I can definitely do it. If they did, they come from the same neighborhood as me. If they can do it, I can do it. I want to be just like this person. These are all things that people constantly talk about behind your back when it's referring to you. And you may never even know it. Like I said, it's funny how there's always more views than likes anytime you post. That just shows that people are doing a lot more watching than showing love. And that's just the reality of it. So when you put things into perspective and you're constantly posting, whether it's positivity, whether it's, your daily routine, whatever it is, someone's looking up to you. They're watching you. They're watching every move. Like I said, some are cheering for you. Some are hating on you. Some are waiting for you to fall. Some are waiting for you to fail. Some are waiting for you to stop doing what you're doing. But guess what? It's your job to prove them wrong. It's your job to stay consistent. It's your job to never give up. Now, maybe it's thinking to yourself, well, I don't care to be a role model. I don't care to, inspire anybody. But guess what? You should. You should. You never know what this person's going through. You never know what they're dealing with. You never know what they had to go through. You never know if they even had any type of positivity in their life. And guess what? Their only outlet is you. So if you let yourself down, you're letting them down. Sometimes we're forced in life to be things that we may not necessarily sign up for, but it's your job to never give up. It's your job to stay consistent. It's your job to prove people wrong. And that's the reality of it. It's the harsh truth. And, a lot of things come with a price. A lot of things come with, other things that we signed up for. Perfect example. Think of a celebrity. Think of an NBA star. They spent their whole life working hard, busting their tail, staying consistent, going through adversity, and all this to, do what they love for a living. And when you reach that status, you may only want it to become just a basketball player. But what comes with that, you're a role model by default. You're in the limelight, especially if you're an all-star or a superstar or someone that is, a player that is, a pretty popular player. By default, you are a role model. Whether you want to be a role model or not, you are. You're in the limelight. You're in the eyes of everybody now, and what you do affects everyone and yourself. So, with that being said, you can't just say what you want anymore. You can't just do what you want anymore. Hell, you can't even just go out in public anymore. People will stop you now for pictures. People will stop you now for photographs, for videos, autographs, you name it. I say all this to say this. When you reach a certain status, a lot of things just come with it. And it may not always be things you signed up for, but it's what comes with it. And you have to accept it. You have no choice but to accept it. Whether or not you feel like you should care or not, you should. Because as a star, as a professional athlete, or as someone being in the limelight, by default, you are a role model. So you can't just say or do whatever you feel like unless it's appropriate for the world. I mean, you could do whatever you want, say whatever you want, but you will get hit with a lot of things. A lot of things will come with it. Will come with that. You can say something foul, get hit with a fine. You can do something foul, you can go to jail, and it'd be a lot more, exposure to you because you are a superstar, because you are an all-star, because you made it past the odds, because you beat the odds. You get put in this category now where you're being overshadowed on a day-to-day basis. So you can't just do whatever you want now. And like I said, by default, you're a role model. So what that means is you have people looking up to you. You have people that are relying on you. And if you fail to be the person you are, not only do you let yourself down, you let millions of other people down that are looking up to you. So I say that to say this. Being a pro athlete or being a superstar or being in the limelight at a high level, there's things that come with that. And when we've talked back to you being on social media and you're posting consistently, whatever it is, whether you're cooking, whether you're an athlete, whether you're an artist, you're a role model by default. And someone's aspiring to be just like you. So you can't just do whatever you want to do at this point, whether you want to or not, because you're being overshadowed. You're in the limelight. You're not just a regular person. You're someone people look up to. You may be someone's outlet. You may be able to save someone's life. You don't even know it. You don't know what these people are going through that are looking up to you. The only source of peace may just be from looking at your page. They may be only the feeling of joy and peace may just come from your page. And this is why you got to keep going, because when you continue to succeed, you help and bring others around the world to do the same thing. But if you stop, not only are you letting yourself down, you're letting so many other people down as well. You're showing them that, you're showing them that you can't rely on things for too long. You're showing them that, there's no reward in working hard. You're showing them there's no reward in staying consistent. You lose hope, they lose hope. Then what's next? When people lose hope, what's the next thing they rely on? A whole bunch of negativity. So realistically speaking, you could be saving the world right now. You're making the world a better place by sticking to, by staying consistent and continue doing what you're doing. Because when someone, you never know who it is. It can be an adult, it could be a kid, it could be a teenager. You never know who it is. Your source, your hard work can save someone's life or many people's life. You just never know. This is why it's important to just stay consistent. And if you're doing something right, stay locked in and continue to beat the odds. Because when you make it, there's a whole bunch of other people that make it as well. You got a whole fan base that you don't even know about. But it's your job to stay consistent. It's your job to never give up. It's your job to stay on point. Like I said, so many people are watching, but not too many people are, loudly cheering for you. A lot of it's quiet right now because it doesn't seem too cool to cheer for you out loud. So they'll do it quietly just by watching your page consistently. Which is why when I mentioned the whole thing about, having more views and likes, there's a lot that come with that. There's a reason why it's like that. Some people just like to watch. Some people are watching and, like I said, it hasn't been cool yet to show you love. So they're not going to do it, which is why you're not going to see the same amount of likes as you see your views. Some people are waiting for you to fail. So they're sticking up, they're staying in tune to watch you. You got to look at that. And, you're not the only one going through it. The main thing is understanding that with your superpowers, you can save a lot of lives. You can make a big difference. You can, impact the world on a huge platform, on a huge scale, and you may not even know it. Your talent can literally save someone's life. Not only yours, but someone else's, and many other people's as well. But you got to stay consistent and show people that, you got to stay consistent. You got to stay locked in. You got to continue to inspire. Because like I said, a lot of people don't have too many places or sources to, rely on them or to look up to. And if it's not, through social media or, someone that can gravitate the eyes of doing something that they like, then guess what? If someone don't feed into positivity, what's the next thing they're going to feed into? Negativity. Get caught up in some BS. It's real. Like, it's as simple as it may seem. And it may not seem as big to you right now, but I guarantee you, if you think about any such scenario, you can apply this to. You can think about so many people that, lost all hope at home, have no hope at home. And their only source of hope is through the internet, through social media. And if I don't know no better and then I'm trying to, whatever I'm trying to be and I see it online, I'm going to stay locked into that. Especially if you're staying consistent and you're showing up day to day and you're making things happen, I'm going to continue to stay locked in. You're going to be the reason why I start to do whatever it is that's going on. You're going to be the reason why I believe it's possible. But the moment you stop not only your life and your inspiration, but you stop so many other people behind you. People believed in you. And at that point, when you stop, they stop. And then what's next? The hope is gone. This is real. Like, it seems so simple, but this is for real. Like the power of what people are doing online right now, you're saving so many people's lives by default and you don't even know it. But people are watching you daily. As long as your content don't say zero, someone's watching your page. Someone is. You'll never know until you stay consistent. Because the moment you stay consistent and you actually make it, you'll start getting messages. Oh, I've been watching you since day one. You inspired me to be great. You inspired me to stay consistent. You showed me that I can make it happen. You get all types of messages like that. You'd be like, whoa, I didn't even know this. And they'll be able to pinpoint your very first videos you made to where you thought nobody was watching and it was locked in. I'm telling you. You gotta stay consistent. Don't give up. You're gonna change your life and so many others. You stay consistent and keep going. You're someone's source of happiness. You're someone's source of, positivity. You're someone's source of, the effect of hard work. You're someone's hope. And you gotta stay consistent. You gotta stay locked in and make sure you don't give up. So you just never know, but the way the world works, it's literally like each one teach one. Like literally. The effect of you, like everything has a cause and effect. Because you're working hard and you're staying consistent, you're affecting everybody else that comes from behind you or that are coming up. The same way it is with pro athletes. You always have some type of mentorship or people that you look up to, aspiring to be, and you're following their blueprint. You didn't give up because you watched theirs. You watch how they went through the same things you're going through and stay consistent and made it out. This is what I'm talking about. You set the blueprint for people to continue to do what you're doing and reach the levels you reach and even go higher. You just never know who's watching. And you never know who you're inspiring. And this is why it's just important to stay consistent and continue to show up. It's something so simple. There's so many things right now with social media you can be doing. And having people, really watch you and stay locked in with you. Whether you're a comedian online, whether you do skits, whether you have a cooking talent, hobby, whether you sell candles, whether you make candles, whether you draw, whether you paint, whether you, do food reviews. Like you just never, the ideas are endless, but whatever you do, make sure you stay locked in, stay consistent, because like I said, not only are you impacting your life, but you're impacting many other people that are watching you, that you don't even know, that you will find out if you stay consistent. Like there's a lot more people you think watching you than you'll ever know until you stay locked in. You'll just never know until you stay locked in. But, just like always, when you succeed and you beat the odds, everybody becomes a fan. But there's really a lot of people that's been locked in with you since day one, or that's tapped into what you've been doing at least halfway through, and can tell you a lot about your progress, how much you inspired them, how much hope you gave them. It goes, it's, you just never know. You just never know. And I'm speaking like this through experience, because even with this whole YouTube or the clothing brand, I've had random people DM me and just thank me for what I've been doing, because the information I'm putting out, they found beneficial and was able to apply it, which ultimately impacted their life positively. I get the power of being on YouTube as well. You never know who's watching your videos. I had someone, I met someone through YouTube, through one of my videos. They had, they found my social media links, contacted me, because after all my videos, I always mention, if you have any questions or concerns, make sure you leave them down in the comment or send me a message on any one of my social media platforms. And it's funny because I actually did get that. I had a DM recently, about someone that was, I got a DM from someone that wanted to start a clothing brand and had some questions on where they should get their materials from, a few things about the legal aspect of the business, and many more. And with that information, I was able to help them get started. And, they thank me to this day, because a lot of people don't give out information for free. And if they're giving out information, they're making you pay for it. Or they're giving you the runaround. I give it right to them. Each one teach one. And that's what it's about. But like I said, you just never know. And this person that I'm talking about is from the whole another side of the world. But they was able to find me on YouTube. You just never know who's watching you. And you never know who's tapped in. So you gotta stay focused. But most importantly, never give up. Never give up. You have a lot more weight on your shoulders than you think. And, you know, it's a gift and a curse when you have this much power. But you got to embrace it because you're a chosen one. And there's a reason why people look up to you. You just got to make it happen. Continue to show up. You know, continue to beat the odds. Continue to keep pushing. Continue to give people a reason why they need to keep watching your page. While they will soon later be forced to show you love. While the haters have to stop hating because you're so good at what you're doing. That it shows that if anything you say is negative, it says a lot more about you. Get it to be so good that if someone was to make a negative comment, it reflects more about them than you. Off of the strength that you're just so good at what you do. Negative comments won't be tolerated. Negative comments won't even be a thing because you're so good at what you do. You'll be so good at what you do that anytime anyone talks bad about you, it says a lot about them. Understand that. You got a talent, you got a gift, and by default, you are a role model. This is what you have to understand. So, anytime you're posting online and you know you're doing what you're doing, there's people watching, and if you're consistent, like I mentioned, people are looking up to you. They come into your page for advice, for inspiration, and you just never know. But just know that what you do, not only does it affect you, it affects others around the world. And you gotta just stay locked in. You gotta stay locked in. There's so much BS going on around the world that, you know, when people find some type of positivity and you know, they can relate on some type of level, you gotta keep giving them that. Because they could be anywhere in the world doing, you know what, if they had your page trying to see what's up to make a difference. And you, my friend, are that source of happiness, that source of inspiration, source of believing, that source of positivity, and that source of change. So what are you going to do with that information? What are you going to do when someone messages you and they tell you how much you inspired them and they tell you how much they appreciate you for not giving up? How's that going to make you feel? You actually impacted and saved someone's life. Because, like I said, people can be outside doing a whole bunch of things, but they're tapped into your page, tuned into what you're doing based off of your skill set. So what you going to do? You're going to continue to make a change? You're going to continue to make it happen? Or you're going to give up? And not only are you going to give up, but you're going to give the ones that looked up to you 1,000 reasons to go do what they shouldn't be doing. So you going to make a difference? Choice is on you. You got to decide. But you have the power. All right, y'all. Y'all know what it is. We're wrapping it up. Day 8 of the 30-day challenge. And I hope I was able to provide y'all with some value. I hope this information was, you know, was able to get you to really think on another level and to understand that life's not always about what you do just for yourself. It's what you do how it affects others around the world. Understanding that you're a role model by default, whether it's a good role model or a bad role model. But that depends on you, my friend. So what you gonna do? You gonna give up? Or you gonna keep pushing and keep inspiring the people? Keep inspiring the youth? Keep giving people a reason to keep going? Through adversity, through all the BS, you know? Are you going to be the reason why someone else becomes a millionaire? Are you going to continue to show that blueprint for the ones coming under you? The choice is on you. There's a good and a bad side to whatever we do in the world, and, you know, the choice is on you. Personally, for me, my advice, keep pushing, stay locked in. Don't ever let adversity stop you. Let it mold you and shape you into the person that you are or aspiring to be. And guess what? Continue to make things happen. because you got the power. You got the juice. You got the swag. You got what people need. So keep pushing, stay focused, stay locked in, and understand you're a role model by default. Don't let these people down. Don't let these kids down. Don't let these teenagers down. But most importantly, don't let yourself down. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm going to see y'all on day 9. Y'all meet me there, all right? Appreciate y'all. If y'all have any questions or comments, let me know down below in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with a friend, especially if you found this video use. All right, I'm gonna see y'all on day 9. It's your boy Big Sitchy. Peace.